my old coworker who had so many funny stories. And whenever she got ghosted, she was like, just send a text. It's not that hard. And then when she would ghost someone, she's like, I'm not going to send him a text. He knows. He knows.
In her defense, she's very pretty.
Your Honor, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm kind of attractive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I killed 6 people.
Your Honor, my client is too hot for this.
Yes. Your Honor, you frankly are a 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we get an 8 in here, judging my client at least?
This is unnatural.
I am in contempt. I'll tell you that much. Whether you say so or not is irrelevant. I am furious. Welcome to On the Apps, the dating podcast. I'm Julian, a stand-up comic in New York City.
I'm Robin, an attorney in New York City, and Julian's wife.
One of the many things she is, so I'm fixing my mic. Is yours still on? I didn't check before the thing.
Yeah, mine's on.
Perfect. Put it on. Nice. Sorry, we're slightly delayed. Robin had to finish her Plants vs. Zombies game, and she
Very
lost.
important. Of course I lost.
She's addicted to these games. She plays like 100 of them. And every time... Come on. Every time she loses...
Here's the thing. I just... During the day, if my brain is left to its own devices, the things I think about are awful. So I need something to keep it busy.
I said try porn. Like the rest of us. No, but you it's funny, you do lose a lot at that game. Anyway, we don't dwell on your many failings.
I think they cheat.
They cheat? That's it? That's another person you're playing, or is it the computer?
No, I was playing a person.
Okay, and they just defeated you fair and square? Okay, no, they defeated you fair and square. That's fine. These things happen, not to us, but to others. Let's get into it. I got a few things that have happened this last week that we should talk about. I think are funny. First one, it is about a lady I was seeing previously. Oh. And I find this very funny. So I'll find the messages. But effectively, we'd been seeing each other casually. She knew I was married. I would see her like every month or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then I messaged her at a normal frequency, and then she kind of was a bit cold. And then she's like, oh, maybe this. And after a few messages, I said something along the lines of, hey, so it feels like you're kind of like tepid on this. Just let me know, has anything changed? Are you still interested in seeing each other? What do you want? And then she said, let's see if I find the actual message. Something along the lines of, basically, look, you were nice, I had a lot of fun, but I'm looking for something serious, and that's obviously not going to happen for you. With you. And I sent her a nice message. I said, you fucking bitch.
How dare you?
I said, thank you for being up front. I really appreciate it. I totally understand. You do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, she was nice. I was nice. But I did say at the end, I was like, yep, but if you do change your mind, I'm always here, but have a great...
I think it's smart to leave that open, because people do change their mind. People's minds, they're like, oh... Well, exactly. Fun. I'd kind of like to go on a date with that guy again.
Exactly. Well, I figured like she gets low. No, she's just like, you know what? I don't want that anymore. I'm not looking for something serious. It's a date. It's fun and no attachments. But I left it open for this reason, right? And then no contact with her for a little while.
Months or weeks or what are you talking, years?
No, like a month maybe. Okay. I got to check the actual date on this. It was what's the date today? Say like 2 months.
Okay.
And then I post a story about wanting to get whether I'll get a haircut. You wanted me to cut my hair short to look like Austin Butler in the new movie.
And to be fair, it's not short. It's just shorter than what
Shorter than what I have. And I posted a thing online. I was like, should I cut it long or keep it short? And she voted to cut it. And then an hour later, she liked one of my reels. And I know now I sound like a teenage girl. And it's funny because I always hated diving too deep into that. Well, they like my story, it means this. More and more I've spoken to women, it does mean something. Like
I think sometimes it does.
As in like...
a lot of times people avoid doing something that they would normally... They're like, oh, I would normally like this reel, but it might be interpreted, so I won't do it.
Well, exactly. And like what I've been told and what I've come to observe is that often women won't want to text you back or make a message, right? But their way of doing it is to like one of your videos, or even sometimes they'll post a really sexy story for someone. That's for some guy. You hope it's for you, but it might be for someone else. Yeah. So she responds to the thing, she votes on the saying I should get my hair cut, and then an hour later then likes a reel. So the way and it was an older reel, so my interpretation of that was like, okay, well, she's sending a message. Yeah. But she didn't stumble upon this thing.
It's a possible message, yeah.
Yeah, so I message her. And I think I know what the answer to this is. I think this is actually kind of wound down naturally. I just think it's funny. I said something like, I responded directly to her vote, which you can do, and I said, oh, yeah, you think I should get a haircut? It's something about that. And she goes, yep, it's time to cut the hair. But no question. But she put an emoji of a little haircutting person. And then I said, no, oh, well, I respect the democratic process. Then I said, how are you? And then she says, she goes, yeah, trust me, if you hate it, it'll grow back. She goes, I'm great. Which is a bit tepid.
Yeah, that's tepid. Yeah.
And I say, I'm booked in, excited for the change. How was Iceland? Which she said she'd gone. She goes, or wherever. I think she probably knows what I'm talking about, but it's fine. And she goes, I didn't actually go there. I went somewhere else. I loved it. It was amazing. And then I said, sounds like fun. I remember when I went to Ireland, I did this, haha, no question. And then she love-hearted that and didn't respond. Mm-hmm. So my interpretation is that's her saying, I actually don't want anything.
I think so, but but who knows? Everybody's different. I know for a fact that like if you asked 10 different women, you'd get, a bunch of different responses as to like what is happening with this woman. And I am lazy, and for me, I would just like if it doesn't seem clear, unless I'm like super super interested in somebody, I'm just like, well, whatever.
But you're saying she might.
If it's not clear,
like,
it's
whatever.
a no.
Okay, so then my point is, do you think it would be worth me messaging and just saying like, hey, just checking if you're interested in something more?
No, I don't think so, because she knows that you left that invitation before.
But that's why. But what you were saying confused me because you said if it's not clear, it's a no, and I haven't made it clear right now. Or you think it is still clear?
No,
or
I think
if she's not clear.
I think you made it clear when in the first response of like, yeah, I totally understand, I get it, but just if you ever. You can reach out again,
Yeah, my problem with all this stuff in general is, my communication style has always been that of a worm and a coward. And I'd be always happy to just leave it and not say anything. But I've had so many situations where other women in my life have said like, no, like I need the guy to make the extra effort. Like I'll give him 10%, he's going to give 90. And I'm like, okay. So, but the problem is if you're giving 90 when they don't want any, then you're just being a creep.
Yeah. Well, I don't, if you did reach out, I don't think it would be creep territory yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's just a question of like, if you want to go on another date, the only way that will happen is if you reach out.
Yes, but the message would look something like, "Hey, just checking in if you were interested in if anything had changed."
Yeah.
And then just 1, maybe 2 dick pics max. I would never do 3. That's gauche.
Gauche.
It's uncouth.
Yeah, I think that's a upfront, non-creepy, just like putting it out there. And I think pretty low stakes.
But then again, reacting to my last message makes me think like closing the door.
I don't know. Maybe she just didn't have anything else to say.
We should have asked this when Sarah was here. She would have had
we could
opinions.
have asked. But the thing is that like her opinion and my opinion probably do not align with whatever this woman is thinking.
Well, you have one thing in common. Both hate me. That's the one thing we all share.
We both do not want to date you. No, if you are at all interested in going on another date with her, I think it's worth just double checking.
Yeah, but also I wasn't like. I mean, it's fine either way.
No, it is, but I understand like the usefulness or like the niceness of like just of already kind of knowing somebody that you get along with, that's chill, that like it's not that easy to find somebody that you want to go on a date with.
No, that's true.
They're not like a dime a dozen, so.
No, and one to marry, I mean, that's 1 in 20 max.
1 in 15.
1 in 15. 1 in 15 you can find. I have another tech situation I can bring up. This is a quick one. I think it's funny.
All right.
So it's funny how many girls on Hinge don't read my profile, which is very interesting. But I have a setting on Hinge which I've set up so that once we match, before they can talk to me, it has a little extra pop-up that says, Julian wants you to know, and then I mention a situation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's smart. Is that a thing that you pay for, or it's
I don't think so.
Oh, interesting.
But I also think maybe that's Tinder, whatever, no, that doesn't make sense to this. But so she had liked something I said, we had a few messages, like just the playful banter, joking around, and then I said, how are you? And then she didn't respond. Mm-hmm. And I think this was the point she might have seen in my profile, I say ethical non-monogamy. So she doesn't respond for a bit, like 4 days, and then I message again, and this was relevant at the time. I say, do you want to come to a Coldplay concert with me? Just don't tell my wife. Okay, so I'm glad I married you, because you find me funny.
That is funny.
And then she says, ha ha ha, that would be funny if you didn't already say you're into non-monogamy on your account. And I was like, oh, is she still bantering, or is she mad? And then I didn't respond for a bit because I kind of forgot about it. So it was a late response, my bad. Then I said, that's a fair point. I'm in an open relationship. But the good news is that it means I have at least one reference that says I'm a fun date. Mm-hmm. And then she didn't respond. But I wanted to point out, I thought it was a great Coldplay joke.
That is a really good Coldplay joke.
And double meaning. And it's a way for me to segue into the fact that I'm in an open marriage. And I think she did not care for it.
Oh, well.
To be
That's
clear,
right. You'll get the next one. You'll get the next one, champ.
I did. I have a joke which Robin is referring to where I say the worst part of being open is when you get rejected and then you tell your wife and she's too supportive And she's like, oh, buddy. Oh, no. Hey, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
You'll get the next one. Yeah, what do you say?
You're handsome and nice. You're a very smart guy.
I would love someone
You're
like
a
you.
very caring guy, yeah.
Not you,
Anybody would
obviously.
be lucky to have you.
Yeah, right. It is the worst. I'm just like, please don't. Please don't
Make her
uplift me right
stop.
now. I would not
Make
like to
her
be
stop.
uplifted. All right, well, since we're doing these, this is all me talking about myself, but I think it's funny.
No, that's all right.
I actually hadn't
I don't
really...
have much going on.
I hadn't really spoken to... You got plenty going on, okay? You're playing Plants vs. Zombies. Everyone's talking about
everybody's talking about it.
I met a girl when I was out at a friend's birthday thing, and it was at a karaoke... Well, not a karaoke bar. It was at a bar that had karaoke. And it was the very end. I'd been drinking. I just went up, said hey. And then... Actually, there's not really much to this. I talked to her a bit about in comedy, and I said, you're going back to New York. I messaged her like, hey, we should catch up. And she says, yeah, what shows do you have on? Also, are you married? Because like she probably found it. You're pretty open on my profile. And then I explained what was happening. And then no response, which I guess is fair.
That's all right, I guess.
And I was like, I can get you tickets to this show. It'll be really fun. And then I was like, I did do one more follow-up. I was like, the show's tomorrow if you want those tickets. And I think she's disinterested.
Yeah, that's all right.
It would be great if people, I mean, no one does this, but if it was just very common to always give her like, oh, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I guess so. But then at the same time, like, who is that really for? Because you know they're not interested.
No, but it's for me in that 2-day period. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha. Where you're like, oh, should I send the second text?
Exactly. And, in my case, 31st or 32nd text.
But at the same time, it's like no skin off your teeth to send it.
Yeah, but we all don't. And it's such a classic example. We all complain about getting ghosted, but we all do it. And when we do it, it's totally valid and everyone knows what's happening and it's fine. And when they do it, they're mean bullies and they're jerks and I hate them.
Well, yes, we hate her.
No, I don't actually hate her. But I'm saying it's just a funny thing whenever someone... I used to joke about that with... I don't know if I should say her name, but my old coworker who had so many funny stories. And whenever she got ghosted, she was like, just send a text. It's not that hard. And then when she would ghost someone, she's like, oh, I'm not going to send him a text. He knows. He knows. And I was like, all right. By the way, she's I'll talk about it later. Maybe we'll have her on when she's here in October.
In her defense, she's very pretty.
Yes, that's a defense
can
a lot of
get
pretty
away with
women employ, which is, Your Honor, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm kind of attractive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I killed 6 people. Did you see what I was wearing? We're not supposed to ask what you're wearing. You are if it's pretty.
Your Honor, my client is too hot for this.
Yes.
Too hot for this.
Your Honor, you frankly are a 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we get an 8 in here, judging my client at least?
This is not fair.
We got a sub 5 passing judgment on a 10? Your Honor, I simply won't stand for this.
This is unnatural.
I am in contempt, I'll tell you that much. Whether you say so or not is irrelevant. I am furious. You know what bar you didn't pass? The bar of been attractive. Okay, anyway, that's all my law jokes. Do you have any? You're the actual lawyer.
No.
No, okay. We need a counsellor to come in here. Okay, next thing I want to talk about. We mentioned this a bit on last week's episode. It might come out the week after this, so we'll be doubling up. But we're going into more depth of this.
Oh, yeah. We're
I
going
think
in
it's fun
depth.
to talk about
Our first date.
Well, our fake first date.
Our fake first date.
Every now and then, when we're feeling it, want to be more romantic, we will.
This is our 4th first date.
Yes. We do a fake first date. I don't know. Did you come up with the idea initially?
Yeah, I think so. And it was fun. It was fun. It was really fun and successful the first time.
Yes. But the basic idea is, you just pretend you're going on a first date again, and you can really lean into it. So I think at that time, I went to work maybe, and I texted you all day as if I was someone I'd met on Hinge.
Yeah, I got a text that was like, hey, it's Julian from Hinge. I've got some, I was thinking about if you still want to meet up tonight, and if you do, like, I've got 2 options. You can do this bar that's like really close to your place, and then afterwards maybe try out this other bar, or there's a really cute cocktail bar, but it's a little bit more of a walk. And let me know what you think.
Yeah, so I was trying to do a very date thing. 2 things. Number 1, the first message I sent was just a long blank message to remove from the screen any of the previous messages, which were probably something poop related or something very immature.
Something intimate.
So something intimate. So
Something really intimate and
so
romantic.
I got rid of those. First off, I'll ask. It is funny. I recommend this first date thing. It is very nice, and if you actually lean into it, it does give you a little bit of the butterflies if you do it properly. And by that I mean because I'm planning a text, and I was like running late, and I was like, oh shit, I'm fucking late.
I'm running late.
For this first date, and it's funny because I sent that message telling you I was 5 minutes late. And if it was actually meeting you normally, I'd be like, this fucking J train horse shit, fucking dog cock. And instead I was like, sorry, having some trouble with the trains. But even then when I was putting the first message together, I was like, oh, what should I do? I was like, oh, I was planning the date. It took a little while. And then, but in your mind, pretending it's a real first date or whatever, do you like having, because I laid out 2 complex options. And one was 2 bars that were a little further away, but they were next to each other. and one was 2 bars a little closer to the house. And it was funny as well. I was doing what Brett Druck had said on that podcast app, where he mentioned you want to do two locations, which you ended up. We'll get to that. But, so I want to do 2 locations. Is it good to give them the options, or does it look like I'm a coward who can't decide and you don't want a mental load?
I didn't mind. I thought it was nice because for me, like I responded pretty quickly and I said, this looks really great. Like, give me 30 minutes. I'm going to check them out because I want to see who owns those bars because I don't support Zionists. So, for me, that's really helpful. So, and the very first one was fine. The first options were fine. So I was like, I'll just go with that one. That one's right by my house. Yeah. And it was a bar. The first bar that we went to is one that I've walked by a few times that looks cute.
Nice little outdoor, it's called Hank's, nice little outdoor space.
It looks like things are happening. Yeah, and then they ended up also having like nice cocktails, and they have a little like food truck situation.
We don't recommend the food truck. We'll get to that.
Do not recommend.
It was fine.
It wasn't.
Okay, so. With these things, I find the joy of it is most fun when you really lean in, right? And there's a lot of a temptation. I think we've probably mentioned this once on the podcast, so let's throw a recap here, but there's a big temptation to sort of break character, and that's fine, but it's much better to stay in it and to kind of really feel it.
I agree.
And then you kiss on the first date, it kind of feels like, and then you get invited back to the place. But the point of me bringing this up, we'll take you a play-by-play. I love my wife. She's like a son to me. Sorry, I love my son. He's like a wife to me. But the date was fun. I had fun. You were breaking character, left, right, and center.
I feel like I did a pretty good job for the most part. But you're right. I was breaking character, and part of it. So the first time we did it, I thought we both did a really good job. The second time we did it, midway through the date, I was like, I don't want to do this and like this one, I think there was a little bit of the same thing. So if it were actual first date, I would have canceled it. Like
you just weren't feeling it that day.
I was not feeling it. I have very little interest in like meeting new people right now. Period. Like I'm disappointed with the majority of the world. And that makes like opening up to new people and like learning about their opinions really loaded for me. And in this situation, I already knew that you were like a safe person to hang out with.
I wasn't going to role play as all your least favorite things.
But it's just the idea of like going and like having small talk, like it was really weighing on me like all day long. And then I got that text from you and I was like, oh, I just want to be like, just cancel. Or could I maybe text and be like, let's just like go can we just go as husband and wife?
Yeah, I love it if you canceled and then I get home, I'm like, this fucking bitch canceled on me.
And I'm like, you'll get her next time, champ.
I'm like, what'd you do? It's like, I had a date as well, I canceled. I was like, yeah, well, it's kind of a bitch move. Kind of a real dickhead thing to do. Sounds like he was a pretty nice guy. Pretty nice guy. No, I totally get you when you're not feeling it 100%.
Like, and that's obviously nothing against you. It's just my general feeling. So as we're going through the date, like there were times where like I felt like I did a really poor job. Like I was not nearly as charismatic as I like to think I am generally on first dates, and I was much more like relaxed. So maybe that's part of where my breaking of character came in.
I'm glad to know you can relax around that.
I was much more relaxed. And instead of like paying attention to just you, I'm like looking around at just looking around at the people, just being like, I'm like very suspicious of people now. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm probably surrounded by people who support genocide. Like that is my speed right now. That's where my brain is.
So it's a fun date.
Yeah. I'm just looking around.
By the way, I didn't notice that. I'll tell you what the things I was making fun of you for. By the way, it was still a lot of fun.
Oh.
I'm more saying for the idea, I'll date you again. I think, yeah, you were more casual, but it was kind of, yes, the first time we actually went on a date, you were more fully switched into it. But it was also more high pressure. This felt like instantly relaxed, which is like, again, obviously because we know each other, but even without that, it's like, that is nice as well. When you go on a date, it's sort of like stand-up comedy. It's like the comic feels relaxed, you feel relaxed.
We were instantly like joking around and like...
But still in character as having just met and been like, oh, look at this thing that happened. But I will say, my first impression of my wife, and this fake first impression, I'm sitting on it wasn't a roof, it was like a terrace type thing, so I could see everyone approaching the bar. She wasn't there yet, I got there first. And I see her walking in. My wife is a beautiful 3. No, you're a beautiful woman. And on our first date, it was a little different because you had ridden your bike there, but you looked sexy in the first date. And you had like your bike shorts.
I had little bike shorts and
you were hot. And subsequent dates as well. This date, I see from the distance this. I mean, I assumed it was a 12-year-old boy. Boy, was I wrong.
And I know you hate these baggy shorts. I know you hate them.
You can wear whatever you want, just not around me or in the city.
But I didn't know what my first date liked and didn't like.
Sure.
He might be really into my cool baggy shorts.
I tell you what is unfair about what I'm saying is, I do think if you went on an actual first date now, would you have worn that outfit?
Yeah, I would have not gone to that date. Is probably
no. Like, but I mean, if you were feeling a little better on the day.
I don't know. I thought about it, like, as I was getting dressed, and I was like, I guess I just would have canceled. Like, there was no, like, part of me that would have gone on that date. So I wasn't able to answer that question for myself multiple times.
All I'm saying is, I think when we've dated previously and I've seen other stuff, like, I think normally you would dress a little differently.
Yeah.
But again, that's fine.
I own dresses.
But it's also funny because I sound like the biggest piece of shit. I'm like telling my wife what to wear. I'm more saying in terms of whether we were in character. And when I left the house that morning, I was like, oh, this is going to be for the date. So I'm not just going to wear my plain. I'll wear something.
So you saw this little 12-year-old just coming in, fanny pack.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Baggy shorts.
Baggy shorts.
Baggy shirt.
Yes. And the thing is, I'm also messed up because, like, if I was Gen Z, it is, you're a stylish person, and, like, that is the style of Gen Z people. I'm just not used to it. Like, it's also, like, in general, as a millennial, I'm like, oh, that's
a child?
A lack of care.
Oh.
Not a lack of care, but you know what I mean? Like those baggy shorts, but like but if I wear what I want around Gen Z, they're like, what a fucking loser.
What a weirdo.
So like, that's obviously the disconnect. But the fanny pack, I think, is indefensible.
So from my perspective, I was walking up and I deface things. So I'm like putting up stickers, and this girl saw me put up a sticker and she goes, oh, nice. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And we were kind of walking together, and I could tell, like, we said a few more words to each other, and she was going to say something else to me, but then you saw me, because you would, I guess, come back down from upstairs when you saw me coming. And you're like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you too. And she was like, oh, shit, like, they're on a first date. I'm not going to talk to
you're like, that's probably the least weird way that can go. You're like, no, that's actually my husband. What?
Yeah, and then she just like went off into the night. But I was like, oh, it would be funny to like. I didn't know you had seen me. So, like, did you see me put up those stickers?
Yeah, I saw you for a bit. It'd be very funny. Was this girl pretty?
I don't remember.
It'd be so funny if I was like, oh, hold on.
Come on back. Come on. You know what? This date's canceled.
Hold on. I'll go text her real quick.
Right in my face.
Yeah, I'm like, and Robin goes, oh, my date's canceled.
I will say, when I saw you, I was like, oh, he's good looking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, you're a good-looking man, and I can appreciate that.
It only took her 5 years.
But you did try. You looked presentable. Like, you put yourself together. Like, you had done your hair.
Yes.
Yeah, you looked good.
Did it at the office. I got that long sleeve shirt, which I think you like. Anyway,
looking good.
So, and then obviously I had to go and they ID'd you 3 times. They were like, okay, well, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? And you were like, Raphael. Like, oh, she's 12. I was like, no, she's 40, but she knows the Ninja Turtles.
That is my favorite Ninja Turtle.
Of course. You think I don't know you?
I didn't know that you knew my favorite Ninja Turtle.
Well, it's tattooed on your inner thigh, Robin. It's hard to finish when I'm looking at Raphael all the time. I have to flip you over and look at the one of
Master Splinter.
I was just gonna say Splinter. I forgot. Wait, Splinter's the bad boy, guy, isn't he?
No, he's the rat.
Then who's the bad guy? Shredder. Okay, well, pretty similar names.
You can come to Shredder, but not Raphael.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I like a bad boy. Also, I wouldn't come to the rat.
Like post-ooze.
Also, I can't come to Raphael. That's a teen.
Oh, yeah, he is a teen. I forgot about that.
That's his least problematic thing. Anyway, so you come up and I think we are having fun right away.
Yeah,
let's get a drink. That reminds me as a side note, interjection. My genius idea of how to be sexy on dates was this problem I've noticed is like there's nothing worse than when you're on a first date. At early dating, and you go, let me get you a drink. And then you go to the bar, and they will not serve you.
And you're gone for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but like,
and
I don't mind.
You're sitting there going, he's taking a poop.
But that is not pooping, whatever.
I think he's taking a poop. I think he left.
I would rather those 2 options than the other option, which is that they can see you
trying to flag down a waiter being a
bartender
and getting ignored over and over again.
Bumping into people and looking.
Oh, sorry.
It's so embarrassing. And that was happening. And obviously you stuck with me. We're married.
And it wasn't that crowded either.
No, it was a choice.
They had like 3 bartenders, and they were just like, not you.
There was a big no cucks sign. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So they were kind of annoying me. It was very embarrassing, and I realized what I should have done, which would be very funny. Is or very smart, is just get to a bar early and then just give the bartender, if they take it, like $30.
Yeah.
And be like, just get 1 drink or whatever, or however the easiest way, and be like, hey, listen, my date's coming. if I come over, can you serve me first?
Will you please just like not ignore me in front of my first date?
Yes.
Don't cuck me. Don't cuck me publicly.
I do the same. I'm like, Terry, please.
Please.
Terry, please, you gotta stop taking my girls.
Oh, please.
What's the character in The Simpsons? The loser car salesman. He's like, oh, I really need this. It's Gil. Oh, Gil really needs this one. Please, Terry, stop taking my girls. I have a side note within a side note. I have a second side note. You know the Beyonce country music album?
Yeah.
Where she has the song Jolene? Mm-hmm. But her version of Jolene is like she wins.
Yeah, it makes it so much worse.
I'd listen to the song and I liked this. I often don't listen to the lyrics. I mean, I do, but I'm kind of zoning in and out. And then I was like, hold on.
Like, what the
Did
fuck?
she rewrite like the most famous, like self-aware, like, oh no, I lost my man, vulnerable song to be like, Beyonce gets bitches, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I win. That was really lame. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a detraction. I'm doing a story within a story within a story. So in the future, I will do that. I will say, here's $30. Please serve me first. Please call me Big Dog.
Please call me Big Dog.
Please call me Big Dog. Say, hey, aren't you the guy who's good at sex? And then wink at me. But yeah, so I went and got the drinks. And then we were having fun. And we went upstairs and we sat there.
Yeah.
I think that was very nice.
It was very nice. I also, I had looked at the menu beforehand, as I do, and there was a drink I was really interested in that had gin and cream of cacao, which I was like, oh, that's going to be interesting flavor profile. I want to try it. And it was just something that they didn't have anymore. It was maybe an old menu that I looked at. And you're like, let me see if they can make it anyway. And I thought that was a nice gesture. And I did not need it. I ended up just getting something off the menu because I'm not going to do that to a bartender. But it was just a very nice gesture on your part.
Well, thank you. I was trying to be date. And that's a classic date mode versus married mode. Married mode, I'm like, Robin, just stick to the fucking menu. Do not make me go up there. Just stick. No. God damn it, Robin, I'm going to have a panic attack. Gil needs this. Gil needs his date to go well. No, I think I'm more confident
I feel
having
like
been with
you also would have, if I was like, oh, I really wanted that, you would have, even as a married you, been like, oh, well, let's see, maybe
I've become
we can
less
do it.
wormy with me. You've beaten the worm out of me. But I do think that was also awkward for me. Again, it's funny how much I was in first date mode, in my head at least, because I said, oh, you know what? I'll just ask if they can do it. And you said, don't worry about it. And then I think I asked again. You're like, and it's annoying because it's almost one of those things where you have to say no.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, no, it's fine. And then you're like, but then it's also like, no, I actually feel uncomfortable you doing that.
It isn't even so much uncomfortable. I would genuinely was super excited about the other drink as well.
Yeah, which was called what was she having?
What was she having? I mean, anything with passion fruit. I'm like that. I knew I was going to like the drink that I got. I was curious about the drink that I wanted to originally order.
And you also thought it might have lactate in it, and I would have made that
yeah, I had to Google.
Quick.
I'm like, they're Googling, is cream de cacao have lactose in it?
I think what you Google is, am I going to shit my brains out?
Am I going to shit my pants on this fake first date?
We're going to stop doing poop chat because every episode.
The other thing, well, you know what?
They got to deal with it.
That's just who we are. The other interesting thing about this first date is I don't mind breaking the rules every once in a while. I was like, oh, time out. In case this thing falls through tomorrow, I need you to do this. And you're like, breaking character. But for me, I'm like, it's totally fine. The reason we're doing this is for our own benefit, and why make it any sort of trouble for us at all? And Julian, you are a rules follower. You're like, this is a game where these are the rules.
I will win this date with my wife.
And there is no reason to not follow the rules. And you're just a rule follower.
Let me tell you this. Okay, number one, you're a heathen, and I don't have to answer you. Number two, poop joke. Number three, no. Please don't kick the air conditioner, okay? No, but I think for me, it's just about following the rules for the rules' sake. It's and maybe I'm, incorrect about this, but there is an idea that it's it's almost like if you break the rules too much at a certain point, it's like we're just going on a date.
Yeah.
But I do think if something happens and there's a time-sensitive thing, you do have to do that. But I will go into more detail about some of the other ways you break the rules. But the John one was like, that wasn't urgent. It's more me being like an improv purist. Just like, yes,
no, you are. You're just you are a rule follower. And for me, I'm a rule breaker. I just am. Rules are suggestions.
You think you're so cool. Anyway, I am a purist, but no, that was fine. So we had 2 drinks, then we went down to the bottom level to get a smash burger.
We were smelling these burgers.
Plus, I don't know, would you do this normally on a first date? It's obviously I know you as a woman, but literally 2 sips into our first drink, she's like, we should start thinking about a smash burger.
Well, because the smell of it was wafting at me, and I was like, it
was a food truck in the little part of it.
Unbelievable. It smelled so good.
And I was like, do you want one now? She's like, no, don't be ridiculous. And then you're like, that we should think about.
We should be
mentally preparing for a smash
making
burger.
moves towards the smash burger.
So after 2 drinks, I was like, let's go downstairs, get a smash burger. And so that was all pretty good normal date stuff. And I think it was fun and good chatting with you. And it was a nice classic date. We were like looking at other people, being like, what do you reckon their deal is? Or this person has a dog in a designer bag. What's that deal? That's such classic like Bushwick money in the sense that it's like, oh, I'm a starving artist in Bushwick. I have a $2,000 bag for this designer dog. And I was like, all right, well.
Well, and also they were like very like super Gen Z, which is like it hadn't occurred to me that I don't know that they would be carrying a Balenciaga bag while wearing like just what they were wearing.
Well, I mean, obviously not every Gen Z is the same,
like,
but they are certainly less materialistic than we were.
Yeah. Much more. Or much less so.
Yeah. Okay, so we get downstairs, we sit at the thing. I think we had some of our drink left. I order online the smash burgers, and to briefly become an economist podcast, it was like this. It was a food truck. By the way, we're in like Bushwick. I can go to our deli where we can get food for free because you do legal work for them. But if they make us pay, I can get a sandwich for like $6.
Yeah.
And then I ordered these 2 smash burgers, and I think it's $55.
It was crazy.
And
Insane prices
and this is where
burgers.
I actually broke protocol a little bit because I would never mention how much it was on an actual date.
But I think I had already brought it up because like we were looking at it was $16 for a smash burger, and it's just like you go to.
And that was before you had to get cheese and stuff.
Yeah, and that's just wild.
I mean, it's just what it at now. But it was funny because again, it's so funny as a guy. Even if it's ridiculous, you just have to be like, nice, cool.
Yeah, cool. That's totally normal.
Like it would have to be little. I'm trying to think what it would actually be. Where I'd have to be like, I'm sorry, I just cannot.
Yeah, like I cannot do that.
It could honestly, it would be a lot. It was like $35 each. I'd still just be like, okay.
Oh God.
Because you know how unattractive it is for a guy.
So yeah,
I mean,
but it just like
you would have to. Whenever that's happened, and I've just gone to pay it. The only time I haven't done it is when the girl's like, whoa, no,
like,
that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, I'll have this one espresso martini for $48. You're like, that's nuts. But we get it, and then this is not even part of it. It just wasn't good.
Yeah, it was not good. It was
fine.
No, it wasn't fine. They did not. We got fries that had no salt on them.
That is true.
And then the burgers were also completely unsalted.
And they weren't smash burgers. They were not flattened.
They were not smash burgers. They're just a regular burger, and that's fine. But don't tell me it's a smash burger.
Yeah.
Like I like a burger, but if I'm sitting there like excited about a smash burger, I've been talking about the smash burger from the start of this
burger,
date.
which is like the best burger. 7th Street Burger is an actual good smash burger.
Yeah, it's a great smash burger.
That's the standard I want to get close to.
That's what I want. That's also like never mind. I won't mention them because I boycott them. But there's there are other great smash burgers in the city, and this just was not.
No.
It was not.
Anyway, I'm going to be too deep into the burger lore. But we're chatting there.
I will not have it.
Robin had broken protocol a bit. And then I'd heard from a previous pod with a guest who said you meant to go to 2 locations. And then you're more likely for a girl to feel like this, you've done stuff. So I was like, let's go to the second bar.
And I was like, let's get a smash burger, then go to my house.
Yes. So she wanted the double smash. What's up?
Smash him.
And then I was like, okay, great, that makes sense. Also, no, you know what's funny? You kissed me.
Yeah, I did.
And which kind of annoyed me. I'll tell you why. Because I was so excited to show you as my wife that I had learned from
that
the
you
tips
could make a move?
No, yes, that I was going to take you to the second bar. The advice was, if you listen to the bread episode, was you go to the first bar.
His advice was to kiss within 60 minutes, right?
But the way he said to do it was to go to the first bar because he said kissing at a bar can be awkward because you can lean over the table.
Yeah.
We were sitting next to each other, so it was different. But he said you then go. Let's go to a second bar, and on the walk, you stop and then you kiss them, and you're right next to each other. Also, another note about making this a fake first date thing is I was more comfortable with you. So like I sat next to you both times. Whereas like sometimes I feel more awkward doing that on another date. Anyway, so you say, let's go to my place and have sex. So if I'm in first date mode, I'm like, fantastic. I've sealed the deal. And then a few things happen, which I think would constitute a violation of character and protocol and the spirit.
The spirit
of the game.
Of the first date.
So we start walking back. Robin, by the way, is not leading me, which I think, which is fine. But she's like, he knows where it is. I don't know where your house is. I've never been to our apartment. Is that crazy? You're going to be like, it's up here, play the character, respect it. That didn't really bother me.
You're right, I didn't think of that.
And then, so Robin's very close. We're close to the deli guys, but Robin especially. She pops in and is like, want to say hello to Ali? And I was like, I don't know this man.
I totally forgot about that.
I don't know this man. Why would I know this deli person in Bushwick? I don't live in Bushwick. And now I sound like I've been so pedantic because we're having fun and the whole thing's silly. But it was funny. I was just like,
and you did wait outside, and I was like, oh yeah, Hamza's waiting outside. And then when I left, I was like, I wonder if he thought Julian was like, and we called the people at the deli called Julian Hamza. So I was like, oh yeah, Hamza's outside, and he's like, oh okay, well just take it and just go. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I was like, oh, I wonder if he thought that you were just like, hurry up, get out of here.
Yes, well, I was telling my woman what to do. But I just didn't want to go in there, and then he's like, my married friends.
Hello.
What a beautiful couple. Kiss and tell me of your life together.
Well, I wanted to go in to get some more, because we're out of mouthwash.
Yeah, so by the way, yes, strike 7. Robin emerges from the deli with a full thing of Listerine. Okay, and this is when you really started to unravel, and quickly. So then we get to, you don't tell me where to go, but we end up at the apartment, and then you go, hey, by the way, Robin, very sweet, feeds the street cats in our neighborhood. Sweet, a little crazy. And she goes, hey, would you mind if I fed these cats real quick?
They're hungry.
Oh, no. Yes, to be clear.
The thing was, is like they were waiting outside, and when I see them, I'm like, oh, you guys. They don't usually just loiter.
No. So 2 things. If you really want to lean in, and I wasn't like, don't you dare feed those fucking cats. First of all, these cats are almost obese at this point. They're well fed. In particular. There were a lot of them. Like there were a lot of different cat ladies.
You were really leaning into this. You're like, is that one pregnant? Is that one pregnant?
I go, what are their names? Oh, the fat thing. I was like, it's pretty big cats. I'm just saying.
That one's not pregnant. I'm like, no, she's just fat.
If it were me, I was like, that one has a mobility scooter. That one's doesn't need any more.
That one has a TLC show. Oh no!
God, that one I had to buy 2 tickets to the plane.
I won't tell them that you said that. They're beautiful.
Yeah, no. You can be beautiful and big.
Some of them aren't though. Some of them a little scrawny.
Yeah, well, yeah, because so what you're doing is you're creating a 2-tiered class society where you're feeding. There's no trickle-down cat food. Okay, the fat ones get the food and the thin ones starve.
I don't know. The thin ones come and eat though. There's one Essie, and she comes every time I come to feed her, and I guess she only eats what she needs. But she does have a back problem, so I think it's good that she doesn't gain too much weight.
Yeah.
Because otherwise she would be really in pain.
How do you know she has a back problem?
Because she walks funny.
Okay, it's just funny. I have the image of you like. How's your day, Essie? It's like, oh, my back's acting up again.
My back is killing
I was
me.
at the physio. You know what it was? I think it was volleyball.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. I messed up the volleyball.
Just need more lumbar support.
I think it's my office chair, actually, if anything. I got to get one of those stand-up desks. What do you do for a living? I attack ghosts and flies in the apartment.
I just chase.
I work from home.
Yeah.
Remote. Okay, so we get there. So now we're feeding these cats. You know what? Now that I say it, I sound a little crazy because Robin's like, let's go have sex. And I'm like, what are these cats' names?
No, that's not crazy. I like that you were asking, but I just, it hadn't occurred to me that we were still actually in first date mode at that time. Like I was in and out of it. A little crossfaded because I started smoking weed as soon as we left the bar.
Yes, which you probably wouldn't have done on a first date.
No. Just for safety reasons, I would have been more clear-headed.
Yeah. So then we go upstairs. So the next thing, we get to the thing, and Robin. So normally when we walk into our apartment, Robin will grab the door, and I will get my key out and walk to the other side of the little vestibule, and I will scan to get in. She looks at me and waits for me to scan.
Did you scan us in?
No, I don't have a key. This is not my apartment. And I go, I don't have a key. Okay, now I'm sounding like crazy when I say this. I was respecting it. And then you laugh.
You're following the rules.
I laughed, and you're like, oh yeah, come on in. It gets funny.
And then you're like, this is a nice building. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I was like, what is he talking about?
And then you go, and then you go.
I'm telling you, I was really in and out at this point.
And then you go, can you check if we have any packages? I was like, what? Sure. It gets funnier, more ridiculous.
I didn't even think about any of this.
And then we go up the elevator, and then I was like waiting for you to push the button, okay? Because I don't know where we're going. And you're like, why is this fucking guy push the button? So then I was like, what floor? Okay, 4. Robin, you got no respect, no integrity.
I was not remembering that because I really, especially like stopping at the bodega, like you want to say hi to Ali, like I was already off. I
was like, who's this other boy?
Who's this man?
Who's this man? She's seeing this 32-year-old 5-kid Yemeni man.
Ali was helping a guy who like needed. He had brought in he wrapped in a sweater. Like he brought in his bong wrapped in a sweater and was trying to find a new like piece that I don't smoke from bongs, so I don't know what it's called, but the piece where you put the weed in.
Sure.
And Yeah, and Ali was like grabbing basically every piece that he has because there are a bunch of different to see if it would fit, and none of them fit. And I was just sitting there thinking like, how come bongs just don't have like a typical size? Like that's crazy.
You are so out of first date mode at this point.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You're like, what do you guys think of bongs? Hold on. So we get to the apartment and you open the door, which is nice, a nice little change of pace in terms of commitment. And then we go in, and then what did you say in a very elegant way? It was something very beautiful, very classy, very couth.
I don't know.
About how we're going to clean ourselves.
The litter box? Oh no, I was like, I want to brush my teeth and wash my genitals. Would you like to do the same or something like that?
That one's actually not far off how she would act on a first date. I think back to it when we had a first date. I know you like.
I do want you to brush your teeth and wash your genitals.
Yeah, right now. I'm on a podcast.
Well, not for the podcast, but for sex.
Yeah, of course. I do the same thing. But,
I insist.
But further, you don't insist. I remember the first time we had sex in an actual first date, or I guess it was second date. You didn't ask me to shower before. And the thing is, like, I now would always want to shower and clean up before sex. But sometimes if it's in heat of the moment, I feel like the girl feels weird if I'm like, hey, can I use your shower? You're obviously okay with it. But I remember the first time we had sex, I don't think we had great sex, I thought. You're like, did we?
Well, nice.
No, it was. I thought it was great. And then, but you didn't do any oral. And I was like, okay. And then next time, then on a third date, you were like, hey, listen, I really want to do that, but I just need to hear me shower. And I was like, of course, I'm always happy to do that. Anyway, I've never had a woman phrase it quite so beautifully as.
No, I normally would say something like, I enjoy giving oral sex, but sense and tastes will kind of just take me out of the moment.
So please, can you just?
Would you mind?
Totally, but so then you go in there and you start doing a wash up, and I'm waiting.
Pull back your foreskin and wash your dick.
I've seen your welcome mat. Welcome. Roll back your foreskin and wash your dick, you filthy animal. You are disgusting.
Wash it up.
But so I'm waiting there. And you know what's funny? Normally, if we were going to have sex after this, I would be like doing dishes and stuff, just because I might as well while I'm waiting for the shower. But I didn't do the dishes because I was like, I'm not going to live here. That's weird. I'm getting too deep into this. Okay, I now feel weird. But also, we're on a date. Okay, I'm now hearing myself. But then you break it in a pretty historical way. You pop your head out. You also... naked. You just showered. You walk out.
No, it's pre-shower.
Pre-shower. The smell, of course.
And what happened is I was, again, drunk and high. So I got into the shower and I was like, oh, wait, no, I want to... And I started it. And I was like, oh, wait, no. I want to brush my teeth first. So I got out and I was like, for some reason, it was important to me to brush my teeth first. So I did.
But then you pop out naked while I'm sitting there. And I'm happy.
While brushing my
teeth. In my first date mode, this girl is fully naked. I'm going to have sex. I'm very excited. And what did you say? It was very beautiful.
I said, will you do the litter?
Well, I do the litter.
Will you do the litter? Well, because I was sitting there thinking like, okay, wait, hold on. I got to brush my teeth first, like get out of the thing. And I was like, oh, I got to do the litter. And I was like, I did think to myself, like, would you ask? You would not ask a first date,
And
I would absolutely not, because I know if I ask on a first date even if I did do it, like it would be too much of a pain in the ass, because then I'd have to explain to him how to do 100%. It. And I just absolutely would not do that.
And where the litter box, I didn't even know what the litter box was, because our litter boxes are hidden.
They are hidden.
They look like a wooden cabinet, but they have a hole in the back that the cats can get in.
And there are two instead of one. So there's like
and these things, by the way, we have 4 cats, 2 more than we normally have in this apartment. Yeah. So we're over-indexed on cats.
It's just chock-a-block full of poops.
It was Poop City. So you asked me to do it, which is fine.
So when we came in, I smelled that it had been pooped and peed in. So I was like, I just know I'm not going to be able to get into it if I know that the litter needs to be changed. And I'm already naked.
No, we have to take it to the trash thing.
So I decided I broke character that time. Knowingly that time I did break character, but other times I was not paying attention.
Brother, you tried to sell it. You went, hey, I know this is a first date, but would you mind cleaning my cat's litter? And also, I forget how little I knew about cats when I first met you, because you're the one who introduced me to cats. I initially, when we started dating, and one thing I do feel bad about cat owners if you're single, is that when a guy comes in, it does smell. And then you used to like come in and take the whole litter box out and change it, and it was kind of awkward. And it was quite a while until eventually you were like,
and not always, it doesn't always smell, but for some reason, when your cats know you're on a date, they're going to take a deuce they're like, I can sense she's going to come home probably in the next 5 minutes. I should take a hot one.
Yeah.
And they do.
A steamy
And
one,
when
it's
that
gross.
happens, it will stink, just like when you
And
take
I will, not me. So I do the litter, and I'm like, by the way, I'm joking around. I wasn't like, this
No,
is
it's
fucking
fine.
bullshit. Because normally I would, in any other circumstance, I'd do the litter straight away anyway, just because I could just come in. Normally it's my nighttime turn. So then I go and shower, get all cleaned up, and I'm ready. We're going to have hot sex. Hot first date sex is great. And then I come out, and you go, hey.
No, that's not even what happened. You were like, I came out after taking a shower. And then you were like, I'll take a shower.
Yeah.
And you said, why don't you get out anything that I might need?
Yeah.
Which was kind of like, hey, like,
Do you have lube or
I'm
this?
not gonna pretend like, you were trying to remind me, like, we're on a first date. If you want lube and your vibrator and all that other any accoutrement. If you want a sex blanket laid down, any of those things, I can't do it because I would be breaking character. So you do it. And I was like, I'm not gonna do any of that. So I just smoked more weed and sat on the couch.
And I came out and I found you.
And as I was sitting on the couch, I was like, in preparation for our first date, I had gotten a bikini wax, and I went to the same place I always go, but there was a new lady there.
Can I just say as a side note, your commitment started very strong. You know what I mean? Bikini wax for the first date. How dare I comment on your commitment?
I had planned on doing it earlier that week in preparation for this date, and I just put it off. Because again, if this were a real first date, I just would have canceled it.
Yes.
But I was like, I will do it. I did it late in the afternoon, like basically as late as I possibly could have.
Yes.
I did it, and the lady was new, and there were a couple areas that she went over multiple times because she was just new. I don't know, like no, and this is.
I think she was having fun.
Yeah,
she said, let's run it back.
And normally I don't have this issue with bikini waxes, and maybe it was that and a mix of like maybe a kind of warm day, maybe there was some chafing or something. But after the shower, it wasn't bothering me before that. After the shower, I was like, this kind of burns a little bit. Like the skin is irritated, and I, being an idiot, because the lady tells you every single time you get waxed, they go, no hot water, only wash it with like cool water for a day, and don't put anything on it. Like just leave that area alone because it's sensitive skin, and we just ripped all the hair out of it. And instead, I took a hot shower. Came right out, was like, I'm a little bit itchy. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put on some soothing lotion. Like if my skin was my face skin was itchy, that's what I would do. I'd put on lotion. So I put on some lotion, and it went from like the temperature of the burn going from like a little tingle to like full on burning. Like, and you were in the bathroom showering. I was on the couch with my hand fan, with my legs spread, just fanning the flames.
And also, when you're doing that, any outsider, it would look like
The most insane thing.
No, but it would look like it stinks.
No, I don't think
but it's like a comic.
That's not how you deal with a stinky vagina. You don't fan it.
No, but I mean, they're trying to not let it get to the other people.
Gotcha.
Oh god.
Oh, it could, like maybe if somebody was looking from the roof outside, it would
That's
look
what I mean.
like I farted and I was just blowing it into my own face.
Gobble it up, fucking goblin.
And I was like, oh fuck, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to have penis and vagina sex, which that's not a problem. I'm on a first date. That itself is not a problem. But how do you like explain it? Because I've now said like, would you like to come to my house and have sex? And now all of a sudden I'm like, I don't want to have penis vagina sex. Can I just blow you?
So it's still a great first date for me.
That's not and that's I would normally do that, but it is mixed signals, and I'm like, on a first date, do I tell this guy that my pussy is on fire because I got a wax and then immediately followed none of the instructions?
Yeah, it was. In fairness, it was Robin's first day with a vagina, so. We're all gonna make mistakes. I would have done the same thing as my first day with a penis.
I mean, it was burning. I was like, should I run into the bathroom and be like, get out of the shower so I can wash this up? And I was like, do I wash it in the sink? I'm like, oh, there's some dirty dishes in the sink.
Do you wash it in the sink?
Yeah, it's like, also I'd have to like scooch my butt up. I was like thinking like, how do I get it into the sink, first of all? Because we don't have one of those sinks that have like the nozzle that you can pull out and like.
One of the many problems.
Have to be straddling the faucet. And then what happens? My date comes out and I gotta explain it. So I was in a bit of a pickle. In a bit of a pickle with my hand fan.
Okay, I didn't know some of that stuff because we had talked about my perspective. I didn't know you were fanning it. It was funny when you were like, "Can we not have sex?" And also at that point, it was fully wife husband mode, and it was fine. And then we had a great time.
We had a great time. We had a great time.
And I think eventually you said you felt better.
Yeah, eventually I felt better, and then I did it. Like for a while, I was like, oh, you get a little turned on, and I was like, I think, and it stopped actively burning. Like I think just like the whatever chemical was irritating me dissipated or whatever, or like got used to it. So it stopped. It, like after a while of us like messing around, it did stop burning, but it wasn't prepared for. There were a couple things. Yeah, I was like,
But it was so overall pretty good first date. I stayed the night.
Yeah.
Which I was, and then afterwards,
which I would never let somebody spend the night.
No, of course.
Or maybe not never, but it would be really rare that I let somebody spend the night.
A really good first date. Usually, what happens is you stay the night and do a podcast together the next day. I think this is going to take off. That would be so funny. I mean, I don't know how you would do it, but the podcast was just you sleep with a girl, and the next day be like,
all right. And so
let's do a breakdown.
I've got some breakfast for you, and here's your microphone.
What
Could
the
you just
fuck?
talk into
That would be. I think this is a classic thing in today's society where it's like, that's such a funnier idea if it's a woman fucking the guys.
Yeah.
And doing them. It's for some reason, and not to sound too jadted, but like forcing a girl to do that and be like, what did you like? I mean, it could still be fun, but a woman doing it with a guy instantly feels more like charming.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, this is fun. I'm doing a little. So what did you like about the date? What would you do with this? That's funny. Write that down.
Any notes?
How much? That might be enough because I was going to do the game, but I think we can do that next week maybe because that was the whole time.
We'll do the next time.
Well, hopefully you had fun listening to that one extended story.
And if you have a partner, you should go on a first date with them if they're game.
Yeah, and maybe get them to take a few improv classes ahead of time. Maybe teach them about committing to the bit. And
I mean, we managed. There were a couple times, like when you came into the apartment and you're like, "Oh, cute cat." I'm like, "Yeah." And I had also seen the exact same cat, our cat Pancake, on your phone earlier. And I'm like, "Oh, cute cat." So we'd had like a couple conversations.
And you said, "It looks like your cat."
He looks like my cat.
You know what it reminded me of? This is a very, very specific reference. It's going to make me sound very pretentious, but I'll say it anyway. Do you know in the Odyssey? Did you ever read that at school?
I had to read it in school. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You know when he sees his dog.
Yeah.
But he can't acknowledge his dog because then they'll know that he's Oddie, and the dog's been waiting for 10 years, and then it just drops dead after realizing that the Odysseus has got home. Aww. That was basically what happened to me when I wanted to fuck this girl on his first date. I got back, and my cat Pancake, my favorite,
and he loves you more than me.
And he ran to me, and I was like, and he's like, "Who's this guy?"
And I was like, "Oh, he's Pancake."
I was like, "I'm so sorry, Pancake. I'm trying to fuck my wife."
Who's this little guy? And my expectation is that you would just pick him up. If he was a friendly cat, you would just.
I think a lot of people wouldn't. I mean, you'd ask, but I had to pretend.
Cat? Well, if he looks like he wants to be picked up, then you can try to pick him up. Maybe.
I mean, I'd be like, oh look, I was gonna do the full flip, which I do to him when I make him a baby. Uh-huh. Anyway, the point is, I am Odysseus. You are the dog.
No, Pancake is the dog.
Okay, you're Cyclops from earlier.
Yeah, I'm
you're a
I'm
siren,
one of the sirens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I forget all the other characters.
Or could be like the mean king that was fucking your wife while you were gone, or trying to.
There were
fuck
like 10 of them. There were 10 bunch of suitors. Anyway, next week we'll be discussing Odysseus and the 10 men who fucked his wife. Odysseus, first cuck. Fun fact.
First cuck ever.
Okay, and on that note, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
And we will catch you next time.
All right, bye.